Fight for Olympus, a game from Matthias Kramer for 2 players from Mayday Games. It's a very small box from the collection where you also have patchworks, for example. This is a strategy game with cards, a head-to-head play, yes. Easy to learn, correct, I'll try to explain in this video, and with fantastic illustrations. Up to you, I think it's correct. Mayfair Games, not Mayday Games, sorry, and Lookout Games. So in the box here we see that we are having 2 Greek warriors fighting. This one seems to be supported by one kind of god, and this one by Zeus. Okay, so basically you have this board, which one side has that illustration, but on the other side has a representation of ancient Greek. So you have Mount Olympus here, the Delph Oracle, and Troy, the city here. And you have spaces for cards, 1 here, 2 here, and 3 here. The cards are here, so each player will have an initial set of cards in their hand. Okay, and the cards could be, these are like rules, could be heroes that have colors in symbols that are cost. So for you to play this hero, you'll need to discard a 2 red cards, like this one, 1 blue card, green and blue. So these are the heroes with an attack power and defense and some effect when played or passive. And then you also have soldiers, which are very cheap, but they are very weak, but they can immediately hold a place. Okay. So before showing you the cards, just to show you the mechanics here, so you can then decide to play here, here, or here. This will have different effects. So if you here during your turn, when you attack the other player, it doesn't have anything to defend. If it's here, they just fight each other like this. But if there's nothing, if you control, that means that you control Troy, and you draw a card. If you are here, there are these colored green, red, blue, and yellow, which correspond to the color in the cards. If you attack and there is no block, you choose one of these resources for your hand for you to play cards without having to discard. But if you are controlling the Mount Olympus and hitting damage on their side, there is a counter here, starts on 0, and we will get points. And the first player that gets to 7 immediately wins the game. So you can either win the game by getting 7, controlling Mount Olympus, giving damage and getting points here, or in the beginning of your turn, if you control all 6 spots, you also immediately win the game. But also the game can end if there are no more cards to draw, and in that moment, when that happens, the player who has more victory points from one side or on the other side, that player wins. So the cards, the Carians, Rhesus, Euphorbus, Telemachus. Some of these characters I don't know, they are from ancient Greek stories. Dolon, this guy has a wolf belt here. Palamedes, somehow he's related with Dices. Probably the illustrations have something to do with their background. So this is equipment. You need to equip on a character. Imagine that I put this here, so it will have more 1 on defense. Protesilaus, a hero. Euphemus, also a hero. Another soldier. So it's not just men. You also have heroines like Cassiopeia, looking at the mirror. Then Myrmidons and more soldiers. The Danas, so this should be like real people from that era. The Tauri, that's a Tauri. Tauri, that's the name. Tauri, that's a. And for some reason, Stargate is on my mind. Tauri, isn't that a race from Stargate? Now there's the Chitauri, but that's the Avengers, right? And you have the Tau, which are from Warhammer 40k, but the Tauri, probably you know. I don't have Google around me. Penelope and Erin, the Dardani, the Neoptolemeos, the Argonauts, so Jason and the Argonauts, the Myrmidons again, so some repetition here on the people, the soldiers, Ecuba, Erin, Idmon. Okay, so the Sicone, Atalanta, Irene from ancient Greece, Akins, Dardani, a sword, Ajax. Ajax is well-known name, Ajax. It's a football club from the Netherlands. Also hero from Greece, right? With a strong guy with a hammer. It's a hammer, right? Electra. Okay, Electra. Lyceus. Linceus. Mopsus. The Lapits, helmet, Argonauts, the shield. Pollux, that's one of the stars from the Gemini constellation. The twin brothers, Pollux and Castor. Let's see if Castor is also here. Pollux. Is that Castor there? Looks like it. Coroebus. The Pleiades. Pleiades is also a constellation. It's not a constellation, it's a name of a star cluster, the Pleiades. So there's a big connection with Greek names, and Cassiopeia is also a constellation, right? Cassandra. The Amazons. The Amazons should be all women here. Cygnus. That's a constellation of, but that's Cygnus, right? The bird constellation. The swamp, right? The swamp is called the Cygnus constellation. Tydeus, Bellerophon. That's also that's a name of a monster somewhere. Bellerophon or a hero. But the hero is here, right? But Pleiades, the stars. No, these names, we have these names on the back of our head. Argus is also a very well-known name. Ellen of Troy had to be part of this game, right? Meleager, Heracles. So this guy, I think we've passed a couple of years. I was distracted with the name. So this guy doesn't have any color like this. It's multicolor, so he can be discarded to any color, and he's very expensive because he's like one of the best heroes. If the name is very famous, it's because they are one of the strongest characters in the game. Also, if you have specific powers that affect any of these colors, it will affect him. Hylas, Ariadne, Achilles, another super stronger, unless in a certain part of his feet, the heel, right? Agamemnon, that's a king from somewhere, famous king. Pandora, the one that opened the box and released all the evils in the world. Orpheus, the guy from Dreams. Andromache. Is this Andromeda? Andromache, maybe. Jason and the Argonauts, and he has some kind of golden. I remember the story. Golden fleet, golden sheep. Iphigenia. I don't know anything about this one. Patroclus, warrior. Odysseus, the one that went into Odyssey, based in his name. Oh, there it is, Andromeda. So she's hanged to the stone in a cliff near the sea, and she's attacked by a monster. Is it the Kraken, or it's another constellation that attacks her? The serpent? Is it the serpent? I don't know. Castor, the other twin, there it is. There's Pollux as well. Iolaus, Peleus, Menoetius, what? Menoetius, Alcmene, so she has like blue and red here, Amazons, Eurydice, Chiron, that's the something related with the hell, right? Chiron. Is it the guy that drives the boat to the land of the dead? Aeneas, Menelaus. Some names appear to be the same. Paris is a Paris. Philoctetes, Laodice, Medea. Wow, you have the entire Greek mythology here with all the heroes. Nestor. Some flavor text would have helped to understand what is the backstory of these characters. Hector, Theseus, the one that fights a Minotaur, and you have the Minotaur back there. Perseus, who fought. Is it the Medusa? Yeah, he's aiming his shield at Medusa, right? That's the Medusa's glare reflected there. And so she became a statue of stone. Telamon. Elenus. Elenus is a man here. Diomedes. You had Ellen and Elenus. Diomedes and Priam. Cool. Yep. If you're guessing, these are the damage counters. Once you damage characters, they will accumulate damage. And there's only one thing left, which we should have started there, but it was in the bottom of the box. So the manual, which is also a very simple one. You see the layout, as I tried to explain in the beginning. Card anatomy, card turn stages, and that's it. There it is. Fight for Olympus. Interesting game, cheap, small, but very deep. I hope you enjoyed. It will truly help me and the channel if you could subscribe, leave a like, and I truly believe that you'll find in the channel other interesting things and videos for the content that I'm sharing. So I hope to see you there. Thank you very much. Goodbye.